Welcome in to the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview, proudly presented by Arkansas Tech University, D3 Auto Sales, and by Metcalf Trucking Company. Today we sit down with the head coach of the Berryville Bobcats, Mac Chermak.
I'd like to welcome everyone in here. This is Duran Miller with the Arkansas Sports Network and our Hometown Sports Pigskin Preview. I've got head coach Macklin Chermak here with me of the Berryville Bobcats, coming into year 2 here, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Excited to be here with you today. Talk to me a little bit about your background and what led you to Berryville, how you got here.
Oh, man, that crazy road. Originally from Wisconsin. I've kind of coached all over a little bit. I was at Clarkville Community College, then Southern Arkansas University.
Nice.
I was at Olive Branch for a year, so Mississippi. And then I went the high school route. I went to Mena, Arkansas, Coach Tim Harper, and followed him over to Coweta, Oklahoma. I was defense coordinator there for about 4 years.
Nice.
Before I was, just blessed enough to have the opportunity to come here. Driving in town, you see real quick, it was a special place.
Yeah, it's first time I've actually been to Berryville.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I was driving through town. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the way it's set up and everything.
Beautiful area, good architecture, and the people are fantastic. The community's been very supportive, very loving. The administration's been great, very supportive. And so it's been an absolute great place to work. Football has been, very, they haven't won a whole lot recently. So that's something we're really trying to turn around. I think we're on the right track.
Yes, sir. Last year's team went 3-7. You picked up wins against Huntsville, Magazine, West Fork.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me a little bit about last year's team, coming into your first year, getting to learn everybody and kind of figure out what you want to do. Talk to me about what went right, what went wrong, the things you liked, the things you think y'all can build on coming into year 2.
Yeah. So it would be my first year as head coach in general. We were fortunate enough to go get a win against West Fork, won a last-second field goal, and you're on cloud 9. You think you're never going to lose a game ever as head coach.
Right. That's nice.
but obviously, that's not the case. But man, it sure is a great feeling, and we were fortunate enough to actually start 2-1. Came close against Greenland. We lost by I think a touchdown or maybe a little less than a touchdown. I think we were on 1 yard line to score. So a real tough loss there, but we were close to getting 3-1. We were feeling pretty good. And it should have been. The kids worked hard over the summer. Attendance has been real tough here, but it's gotten better. And the kids are buying in and they're trying. You can tell they're trying. So going to the conference games. Thankfully, Ozark moved out, but Ozark's fantastic.
Right.
The head coach over there is a great guy; does a great job.
Oh, yeah.
But they definitely set the tone against us when the season started. So, this is how this conference works.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So got there, and then Elkins they've done a solid job over at Elkins. Grab it, Coach Bohannon has built that thing up to just be a powerhouse. So those were a couple of tough pills to swallow.
Yes, sir.
And then Gentry and Lincoln, great coaches. They're doing a good job. We couldn't go over there and really steal one there either. And unfortunately, a great twist of fate, Huntsville, who I think has had a pretty good record against us last 10 years. I think it's been a long time since Berryville's won that matchup. We were fortunate enough to have them here, and we still won from them, so that was pretty awesome. And then the big Carroll County rivalry.
Yeah.
Old Green Forest. I'm good friends with Coach Tibbett over there, the head coach. We worked together at Mena. And a great man, and he was able to get one against us.
Right.
So,
Close game.
I was lucky enough my contract was renewed. That was fortunate.
They take it serious up here. That big rivalry. It's just 8 miles down the road. Huntsville's not that far either, so that's a big one, and y'all got that one. So
and that meant a lot to the community. You could tell.
Yeah,
they were excited. That was good.
So one thing I noticed, and you talked about a little bit a minute ago about the support and stuff here when you got here. I mean, the facilities are amazing.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I mean, I was shocked at how
Yeah.
nice what I was driving around and seeing on the way in here to this the little, what do y'all call it, the sports complex.
Yep.
So very nice. So
Yep.
it's really nice to see that it looks like you got the support here of the community.
Oh yeah,
And
and the administration, they're great. They want to win. They want to be
Right.
great, and I think they're definitely supporting doing the right steps to get there. It's just we started out lower on the staircase.
Right.
We got a lot more steps to take than
yeah, and
other places.
you talked about all these places like Gentry and Gravett and Elkins, and
They're
if you look
exploding.
around,
Yeah.
they're exploding.
Yeah.
They're all exploding.
Absolutely.
So y'all are kind of getting there too. And
Yeah.
it looks like y'all have gotten there with the facilities pretty
Yeah,
well. I mean,
absolutely.
it's really beautiful up here. So talk to me a little bit about what y'all do here. What your philosophies are offensively, defensively, your X's and O's a little bit.
Yeah, well, we just brought in a new offensive coordinator.
Okay.
He started Monday, actually. Right after
Late
that
start.
period. Absolutely. But we were very, very fortunate to get him. He's a older guy, very experienced, but he still got the energy. So
What's his name? Did you
he
say?
came in, Coach Todd Scott.
Todd Scott.
And very well, he's well known in the football community.
Mm-hmm.
We were very fortunate to get him. And he came in and he set his tone right away. And so it was kind of a little bit of wake up. It was kind of a shot in the arm that we needed.
Right.
It's been a year of my program, right, and the coaching staff's program. But the kids were kind of getting used to it. We get a little Monday. He came in, he gave us a nice shot in the arm, said, "Hey, we got to get this thing rolling again."
Yes, sir.
And we actually, unfortunately, we had to replace 3 coaches to us half the staff. And so it's been a difficult summer for sure. But I definitely think we're back on track. And Coach Scott's going to be great for us, absolutely.
So what was y'all's offense last year? Like wing tee?
It was kind of a spread, 20 personnel, 10 personnel. We used kind of a fullback that was a receiver as well. So kind of, I would say, spread.
Was Coach Scott changing it up a
No,
little bit?
it'll be pretty similar. It'll be a spread guy. He'll use kind of maybe more of an H-back to maybe more of a tight end rather than a fullback.
See.
A little more outside the box on the edge type deal. And we're excited about that. Because it can be something a little different. You see a whole lot in this conference. This conference is much like what we just talked about, where it's 10 personnel with a fullback that comes in once in a while. A lot of teams do that here. And so this gives us a little bit of a twist that our teams, don't see very much.
Yes, sir.
So that'd be good.
Yeah, always good to have something that they don't see every week, week in and out. That they got to prepare for extra year week. Tell me a little bit about some of your returning guys that do you have any all-conference players or anything that are back this year that weren't seniors?
No, not exactly.
Tell me some of your guys that you're depending on. They played a lot last year.
Yeah, we've fortunately we do have a handful of second team all conference or all mention stuff like that coming back. The quarterback Decimus Ruiz, he's been the quarterback sophomore, junior year. Athletically gifted young man. Quarterback wasn't his first position. It was kind of put there because there wasn't really someone. But as a sophomore, it wasn't really someone who could throw the ball real well. So I put an athletic kid there who could be a dual threat type deal, and he's done a great job of that for 2 years. And so he'll be a senior now. He can play there. He can play running back, play receiver. I mean, he's that kind of kid. We do have Andre Esparza, who is going to be a junior. He was another guy. He played kind of running back, wide receiver, some linebacker, and kicked that game-winning field goal against Westford. So we're excited to have him back. He's an awesome young man. Cooper Summers led us some tackles last year.
Okay.
I believe he was actually all conference. Linebacker for us. He does play some running back. I mean, he's not afraid of contact. He's an old-fashioned. He's part of a great family here in Berryville. All the kids are football players, and they're smash mouth type guys.
Nice. Need them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we're actually really, really fortunate because our offensive line, part of our defensive line, but offensive line are all seniors. They're all guys that have got a lot of playing experience. We got Daniel Roque, we got Caden Flowers, Antonio Smith, De Leon, McClellan, and we got some younger depth underneath that. So we're really excited about that aspect.
Yes, sir.
If they come together as a potent group, they could really be something that could set the tone for us every game.
Yeah, I mean that's
where it starts and ends.
Right, exactly. That's what I was about to say. You took the words out of my mouth, but that to me that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
If you've got that up front, then it makes everything else work so much easier. You can have great talent, but if you don't have the line to protect them, if you watched Arkansas last year, great in college,
absolutely.
You kind of saw that, but
absolutely.
So. Really sounds pretty exciting. Sounds like you've got a 3-year starter back at quarterback. You've got Sparza and maybe even Cooper Summers a little bit to help running back.
And we have a Cale Smith, who's a receiver, defensive back, real fast guy, great young man, hard worker. He's going to be huge for us in the future as well.
Awesome. You were talking to me, and I've heard that y'all's junior high team had a pretty good season last year, went 6-3. So you got some sophomores moving up. How are your numbers looking? Was it junior high? Does it look like they're getting a bit stronger since you've been here overall? Your depth?
Yeah.
Total numbers, I'm saying.
I'd say total numbers have been pretty steady. At junior high, I think it's been pretty good here. We've had Coach Weddle's been our junior high head coach, and he's been here consistently. Right, there hasn't been much turnover at the junior high level, so he's done a great job. He gets kids out. He works in middle school, gets kids out. Done a phenomenal job. So the numbers have been pretty consistent there. But then, like most places, it kind of fall off a little bit at high school, as they find other stuff to do and more options and stuff like that, or go work full time. Right. But besides that, the numbers here have been looking up. Our summer attendance here has been better than it has been in a long time.
Nice.
And we're still working on that. We have high expectations, and these young men are rising to those expectations.
That's nice. You got some guys that are coming in early, working out, that kind of stuff, that are kind of leaders a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nice.
We've got we've actually started workouts at 7 a.m. We moved it up from 8 a.m. to 7 a.m. That kind of also gives the kids time the rest of the day to work. They get in and get this done early, and they've bought into that, and they've been here. We were a little worried that like hopefully the numbers don't drop off if we start getting in earlier.
Yes, sir.
But no, they've bought into it. They're enjoying it. It's a little cooler at 7 a.m. as well, so that helps.
Yeah.
But right now they're getting the job done. Obviously it's not perfect. We got a lot of hiccups. Like I said, like attendance hasn't been perfect, but it's been better. And I think they're still going it's going the right direction.
Yes, sir. Sounds exciting. Talk to me a little bit about your defense a little bit. What y'all do? You were the defense coordinator. You told me for 4 years over at
Coweta.
Okay. So are you the actual coordinator? Do you call the defense?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Tell me a little bit about your philosophy and what y'all like to do.
So it's pretty much melded into the more I've done, it's melded into my 4-2 and 4-3. Okay. I did like the kind of multiple idea on defense as well, where it can slide into a 3-4 and do stuff like this. Really, but then as you find your niche, it kind of just melts into more of like a base deal. So we're a 4-2, 4-3, depending on what formation the offense is in. But it's definitely a 4 down. We spill everything. We want the offense running sideline to sideline, rather than north and south. And it's definitely the mentality is definitely needs to be pursuit and tackling, hard nosed. I think we took a good step last year. People were complimentary of the defense. It wasn't anywhere near where my expectations are. Right in the first year and getting them, trying to get them where they need to be, but it's definitely on the right track. I think the kids are kind of getting excited about it. But we're definitely too high, 4-2 defense, and line up, get after it.
Right. You said you had a lot of seniors on the O line and D line, so sounds like that's kind of where your strength is a little bit. So definitely makes sense to have the 4-man front most of the time, and that's also what you like to do, so that they just kind of mirrors good together. So
we're excited about it for sure.
If you look at y'all's games against the teams that are kind of in the same boat y'all were in going in, those are all pretty low scoring for the most part. So it looks like they Green Forest, Huntsville, Magazine, Westford, all those were low scores. Greenland, you talked about,
that was a close one day.
So sounds like you said, some of the people were complimenting, some of the things you saw. Of course, course, it ain't up to your standards yet.
Right,
But,
yes, sir.
but it is what it is first year. So just talk to me a little bit more about some of your assistants. Who do y'all have that we haven't named yet that kind of help you out?
Yeah, absolutely. So we mentioned Coach Scott, we mentioned Coach Wedham, they help on the offense. And then Coach Ferguson helps in the offense. He's been here 3 years. Great young man. He's also our 7th grade head coach. And then the defensive side would be me, and we got 2 new coaches.
Okay.
One's Coach Long. He'll be helping with our D-line, and Coach Theobald will be helping with our linebackers.
Okay.
Both young guys, want to learn, hardworking, and great young men, and that's those are guys you can definitely work with.
Yes, sir. Are any of them from Berryville or played there?
No, sir.
They're all okay.
Well, one's from the Dardanelle area.
Okay.
Not Dardanelle South, the Dardanelle area.
Probably know them.
I'm from Wisconsin,
That's my area.
so don't come back against me. I don't know all the small towns. And then
I was talking about Mount Nebo with you off camera. That's Dardanelle.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, right there. Who else you say, Coach?
And then Coach Long.
Coach Long,
and he's from kind of another small town, kind of more south and east.
Okay. Awesome. I mean, I really like what I'm hearing. I'm sure the people from Berryville are going to like what they're hearing here, talking about the numbers being up, things getting on the right track. Really good junior high year last year.
Yes, sir.
Those guys are moving up. You got a team that looks like they're led by your offensive and defensive line. That those guys can come together and gel like you expect. Could have some really good things this year and something to build upon for next year. So tell me right now, just before we close here, kind of like what would you would say your strengths are, if we haven't kind of hit on it already, and your weaknesses right now.
Strengths right now, weaknesses. Oh boy, that's a tough one. I'd say right now the strengths, it may not be as strong as other teams in conference right now, but the strength is that the kids understand where we need to go, and I think we're starting to understand how we get there. And
it's
so
the culture, right?
Yes, and so it's not where it needs to be yet. I don't know if I'd call it a strength yet, but it's getting to be one for sure. They're bought in the weight room. We're lifting every single day, and so they know the expectation, and they're rising to that expectation.
Yes, sir.
I guess the weaknesses is we're just been so far behind.
Right.
We're still playing catch up quite a bit, and it didn't help. That we lost half the staff. In June, that's when we had to replace. So that's been a big weakness too. But I would definitely say, these new coaches are our strength. Like I said, Coach Scott's coming in; he's doing great things already. In 3 days he's been here, and these young guys bringing great energy and there's great personality to the staff. So
yes, sir.
We're excited.
Last question. I just want to finish with this. What does Berryville have to do this year to say it was a successful season in year 2?
Oof, that's a tough one. And I was asked that last year too, and that's the toughest question. That's why you said it for last.
Right.
Oh man. Oh boy. The easy kind of cop out answer would be that we just take big strides forward. But you're asking what does that mean? Oh boy, I don't want to put numbers down, so I'm not going to put a record down or anything like that, because there's a couple different records that we could see as being big strides. But I'll start by saying a better record than last year, and beating Green Forest for sure.
Yes, sir.
And if we can do that, then we know that what we're doing is working, and it's going in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
And if we don't do that, then we might have to look at how things we might have to change to the program that we're building to make sure we're getting in an even better direction.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it, Coach.
Absolutely.
Strand Miller here with Coach Termock, and really excited here up in Berryville. Great facilities. Second-year coach, brings a lot of experience. Been around a little bit, all over the country even.
Yeah, that's right.
It's really been fun talking with him, and I hope everybody's excited about Berryville football. I think he's the right man, and looks like things are on the right path here. Let's hope they have a good season. Go Bobcats!
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Signing off here on the Hometown Sports.
Thanks again for joining us on the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Arkansas Sports Network on YouTube to catch more previews and all the latest updates on your favorite teams.